Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Horse Lighting Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Okay. Well, I feel like we're talking about this a lot, but Daisy Ridley is still out there talking about her new movie that's coming out on Friday, today. And she was just on NBC's Today, where she was once again asked about, the issue of sexism from Star Wars fans.
Oh, yes, yes.
Because we're a problem.
We hate women, yes.
Dang women. Mainly she's getting asked because of the fact that filmmaker Obaid-Chinoy was announced that she is, directing the next Star Wars movie, the new Jedi Order movie, the Rey movie, as we're calling it, because we don't know what else to call it, because they haven't given us anything. I think they want us to call it the new Jedi Order, but we all call it the Rey movie.
I don't think they want us to call it the Rey movie, but that's
because
what
I don't think Rey's going to be the main character.
No, she's not supposed to be. I mean, there's supposed to be 2 new students or something, yeah.
But when asked about the sexism from the Star Wars fans, Daisy said, "I think my take is things get blown out of proportion, and the interactions I've had with people have been nothing but wonderful and supportive. I've only ever been embraced, and I think we're going to make a great film."
Shocking, but no fans run up to Rey and say, "I hate you."
I hate you.
Yeah. I hate you. A little Anakin style.
Yeah.
It's almost as if most people can separate character from actress.
What? No.
I know, it's insane, right?
No.
Like, if I met Daisy Ridley, I would be nothing but kind. I would be an honor to meet her. I mean, It doesn't mean I like Rey, but I would be kind to her, and I think we could have a good, friendly discussion about the character.
Right, about maybe even the direction that she could have seen her character taking.
Yeah, I would love to know, what she kind of thought of Rey, and where she could have been better, the character could have been better.
Because you have to think of it this way, too. We did hear from Adam Driver that when he originally was told what his character arc was going to be, it changed drastically.
Yeah, he was going to go darker as the trilogy went on and ended up going lighter.
So then we can only assume that her story changed as well.
Yeah, maybe she was supposed to dip to the dark before going back to the light. Who knows?
I'd really be interested to know what her original story was possibly supposed to be. What story was she told when she signed on to play this character? If Adam Driver got kind of a switcheroo, I'm sure that most of the cast did.
Well, we know most of the characters got switcheroos, right?
Yeah. But one thing is, I feel really bad for her right now. She's out there trying to promote this indie film that she's in charge of here. She's doing her rounds to drum up some excitement for her project, and what is she doing? Damage control on a movie that is years away.
2.5 years away minimum, yeah.
Right.
Or like 3.
Instead of getting to talk about what she wants to talk about, she's stuck talking about what Charmin said.
It's the Star Wars curse.
It
Once
is
you've
a
been in Star
curse.
Wars, we've talked about it. You're always going to get asked about Star Wars.
But at the same time, would she be getting asked a lot? Would they have just been like, "Oh, so there's a Rey movie coming out. Do you know anything? Oh, it's going to be great." But no, because of the backlash that's come out with Charmin's comments, she's already getting asked about the fans' sexism.
Yes, because it always must be that fans
That's not
are just
something
terrible.
she wants to talk about. It's not something she should be in charge of doing damage control for. She didn't even say it.
No, she didn't.
I mean, according to, Slash Film, the comments from Charmin focusing on that she's a woman and everything are really, upping the ante on Lucasfilm and Kennedy and the feminism and wokeness. But it's not we're not supposed to be we're supposed to be getting over this hurdle, not ramming into it full speed.
Yeah, that's why Charmin feels like an odd choice, because Look, I want to make it clear, though, the comments she said about, wanting to make men feel uncomfortable, those were said 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Right, and people can
not
change.
In relation to Star Wars. It's not even that people can't change. It's the fact that I don't think that when you get a stage like Star Wars, let's call it, and there's something you clearly feel very strongly about, you'd imagine it might be very difficult to separate that, right? To not include, I really like making this point about making men feel uncomfortable, so I'm very strongly feminist, right? So it's going to be very hard to not inject that in some degree, right?
Absolutely. It's like if you had someone who, what's their job? They're a culinary photographer or whatever. Or all they do is they shoot movies about food and stuff. You don't think that food would all of a sudden be a much bigger deal in Star Wars? If people would be like, what are they eating? Oh, look, there's this, and there's they'd always be showcasing it. Why? Because that's what they're drawn to. That's what they know.
They have a significant interest in it. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying it's going to be like a full-on, she's going to go feminist over the top. I mean, maybe she won't. Maybe we'll be surprised. We're like, well...
But a documentary is very far off from a fantasy sci-fi film.
I think that's the biggest problem I have is the experience. Like, how do you justify giving her this job when she has virtually no experience? And you're essentially being handed the reins to the most popular and beloved franchise in history. You would think, we would want somebody who can handle that, especially after all the bumps in the road we've had for the last several years now. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are tried and true directors and producers out there that I think would do a fantastic job in this setting.
Yeah.
Why aren't we getting them?
Well, I mean, they tried to get some of them, but they don't stay on board, or they put it 4th or 5th on their list of things to do. But I stick by what I've said before. Look, there are a lot of people out there, I'm sure, who would give anything to write and or direct a Star Wars movie, who would make it their life goal or ambition, or maybe have made it their life goal and ambition. We bring up the director of Godzilla -1. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of people out there who would give anything and work as hard as they could and are qualified. Yet why aren't we looking to them to make a Star Wars movie? And maybe they are, because they just had him at Lucasfilm, so that could be a thing that's happening. But my point is, it shouldn't be that hard to find people qualified and eager to do Star Wars, and yet we don't seem to be able to hire those people.
Strange world we live in.
It is.
Do you know he only had like 35 or something VFX artists working on that?
Yeah, I heard it was a very tiny budget.
Yeah.
It's like less than 15 million. And look how amazing the movie was for that kind of money.
But we're not here to talk about Godzilla today.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about something fun. All right, so Ming-Na Wen turned 60.
That's impossible.
In November.
No, she's like 40 or something.
Yeah. And she kind of shared on Instagram that she got the most epic present ever from her husband. We know that she's a big, fan in Star Wars and stuff. Well, it turns out that he made her a life-size bronze statue of her as Fennec Shand.
Interesting.
Yes.
He made it for her?
Probably had it made.
Okay, I'm just wondering, if he was working with bronze.
Apparently, he had the process started last April to celebrate her birthday. It was carved from clay with a photo as a reference. We've got a picture of it there, I'm sure. Several revisions have taken place, and all of it was done in secrecy. It did not arrive in time for her birthday. It just arrived last week. They had a couple's nights with some of their dearest friends they've known for 20 years, and he unveiled it, and it was a surprise, and it was an awe. She said he knows how much Star Wars means to her, how being Fennec has been a childhood dream come true, so he wanted to celebrate her birthday with something unique and big, and boy did he succeed.
Yeah.
She's wondering where she's going to put it. She couldn't be putting it outside and scaring people. They moved it inside. It fits in great in her media room. She said she's home. She loves her bronzed Fennec more and more, as much as she loves her husband.
That goes right in the middle of the yard.
She says it's a daily reminder of how lucky she is to have a thoughtful and loving husband. He's the best.
That's kind of crazy.
No, you don't get to have a bronzed version of yourself in the house.
That's all right. I already ordered it.
I don't even let you get one of those selfie series from Hasbro.
I don't want a selfie series from Hasbro.
You don't want an action figure of you?
No, actually, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Not really. I don't really care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, not to take anything away from that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just me. I don't care about that. But that's amazing for her, I think. It might be different if I was an actual Star Wars character.
I was going to say, if you're in Star Wars, or if I got a life-size bronzed Luke Skywalker.
Well, that's different, yeah. I'm surprised we don't have one of those already.
You're not getting one of those.
Yeah, we can discuss.
No, we can't.
No, but if I were a Star Wars character, yeah, I'd have my action figure
of course
everywhere, posters of me.
All right, well, let's talk about one more thing today, because we still have a few minutes here to talk. So, Respawn is hiring for a senior and principal level design positions for Star Wars Jedi team, a.k.a. the Jedi Fallen Survivor team.
The Fallen Survivor, yes. Soon we'll have another, because we're getting a third one. You'll have to call it Fallen Survivor blank.
We'll see. We'll see what it's...
It'll just stay Fallen Survivor, yeah.
I mean, we've been hearing of all these studios developing, having game developers laid off and all these problems. So it's kind of nice to hear that one of them's like, we are hiring, we will take you, we're going to make a great video game about Jedi, let's do this.
Cal Kestis, and Marin, and so on.
Yeah. The whole team.
Yes.
Except Kylo. Kylo is not on the team.
No, but he
came running because he was like, "We're talking about my game."
I love Fallen Survivor.
He's not in Fallen Survivor. Yes, he's watched a lot of hours.
He has watched many hours of it. Yes.
No, you're not going to be in the next game. He wants to be mocapped. He wants to be in there. He wants to play.
Yeah, he
maybe
would also have
cat.
action figures of himself made. That's for sure. He would bronze himself. Anyway, but no, that's good to hear that it is on track, and we will be getting a third game. It feels like the story's going in a rather interesting direction after Cal's anger in this last one. So we shall see.
Hopefully there's another book in between.
Hopefully we can explore Marin's sexuality a bit more.
I didn't get
quite enough of that in the last book.
We're done.
Holy cow. Because that's what everybody wanted after that game. You know what I wanted? I wanted a good book about Marin's sexuality.
Pass.
Anyway, that's going to be all we got for this time. Now it is your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.